Hey, Jules, welcome back to Queen's Court. I'm your host, Erica Bunn, and this QC is called Soft Queen Era. So, what do I mean when I say soft queen era? Girl, let's get into it. So, what I mean when I say soft queen era is that as we continue to grow on our journey, we understand that there are patterns that are coming back from our past. We know that there are new challenges that are arising on our journey because we need to grow our spirits. And we can't grow our spirits if we're not challenged by the past or new things that are arising. We also know that as we're growing our spirit, that it is our job to remember these things and to be prepared for these things. For us Jules that do the work, this is not a surprise. It is not. We all know that we must do the work. The work has to be done intentionally. And so when we do the work, we allow ourselves to be able to beat the odds of what's coming to try to take us down. We cannot allow old things to have us back into a place where we are not happy, especially when we know better today, Queens. We know that we need to stay diligent on our task to protect our peace. And every time we allow ourselves not to do the work, we allow the enemy from the past to come right in and take the present joy. And we do not need that. We need to be on our toes and we need to protect our peace. We all know that at the end of the day, we got to grow our spirit. We know this. What we don't know is how to act with knowing that we need to grow our spirits. What I'm trying to say is this: things are going to come every day. People are going to come and try to steal your joy. But when you're protecting your peace or dealing with things that you can't control, the best thing that you can do is to keep your systems in place. Do you journal? Do you work out? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you have a practice or a system in place to catch you when things are out of your control so that you can keep yourself in control? The goal of you being aware of yourself is to be able to do that. It's not about you trying to save everybody. This is what I mean about being in your soft era. It's understanding that you know when to be quiet. You know when you need to be still. You know when you need to talk if you need to speak your truth. And so if there's a system that you have that you can share with us that I didn't mention, like the journaling or the working out and all that good stuff, go ahead in our comment section and drop what system that you have in place. What practices do you have in place to make sure that you are staying on your self-love tip and protecting your peace and your boundaries? Because each one teach one over here, Queen. Everybody here understands that if we got a lesson or two that we can share with each other, we're going to share that and help each other grow. And so I just want you guys to know, as we continue to take care of ourselves and build up our systems to catch us when we fall, we can pass these jewels along and be able to bless other women. So we have journaling, we have therapy, we have trust in our squads, we have rest time, we have working out, and whatever else that other people are putting in the comments right now as we speak. We also have those opportunities, those practices, or those systems in place to help us if things come that we can't control. We know what we can control: ourselves. Okay. The more practices, perspectives we have, the more ways we have to keep moving forward on our journey when issues arise out of our control. You cannot control others, situations, or outcomes, Jules, but you have to acknowledge yourself. You have to remember who you are, what your triggers are, what's your strength, where is your power. You know you. At the end of the day, you know you. You know what you need, you know what you want, and you understand these things. But when we don't do the work daily to reflect so we know how to speak to ourselves when things are not good, if we don't know how to carry ourselves through a situation that's not good, we leave ourselves to fail and get back to a place where the past has a hold on us and it allows us to not move forward on our journey. This is a new season that we're in. Summer is here, it's just starting. And knowing what we know now versus when we first started reflecting, we know that life is going to go on despite if we give it a try or not. And we know that either choice is still hard. So why not just give it a try to say, you know what? I know that things are a little bit out of my control right now. And I will admit that I'm a little nervous and I'm a little fearful of the outcome because it's unknown. But I also know that I got my faith and I got my trust. I got my knowledge of self. I got my ancestors. I got the Most High. And I understand that everything's going to work out for the greater good of me. And so when you know this, you enter a season of softness finally. Now we get into the soft queen era, girls. You understand that in this moment, how you move is going to dictate what your present day is going to be, and it's going to build up your future. You know that being in a soft era isn't meant with the ease of you're weak. When I say soft, I don't mean weakness. What I mean is that you're gentle with yourself. And you're gentle with yourself knowing that things are coming to disturb your peace, but you're willing to say, I'm going to live my best life. I know that it looks sad right now for some of my family members because they're going through stuff, but I got them in prayer. And I know what I can do for them without hurting myself or letting my cup run dry, because we're not allowing our cups to run dry anymore. What I'm saying is that I can help where I can give, and I can give it willingly without hurting myself. That's being in your soft queen era. When somebody tries to come and bring up your past and try to throw it in your face, you're not moved by it, but you can actually see them for who they are. And you could put them in the proper place and not allow them to cross your boundaries. That is being in your soft queen era. You understand that it's okay to be quiet and sit still while everybody else is outside and doing the most, and you don't have to worry about what they're doing because you understand that you're protecting your peace. That is your soft queen era. We know that when we lose people, we know that when situations change, we understand that an outcome didn't work out in the favor of the way we wanted it to be manifested. We make peace with accepting it. That is a soft queen era. We're no longer in survival hard mode. We're no longer being moved by the filter of our wounds. And so when we see that we're making progress on our journey and we're not allowing ourselves anymore to be moved by anger and frustration and trauma and negativity, we are in our soft queen era. You can't break a woman who knows who she is and where she's come from and who is guiding her. You can't break a woman that's determined to get up every day and put her best foot forward. And when we are in our soft queen era this summer, I want you to enjoy every meal. I want you to enjoy every sip. I want you to enjoy every laugh. I want you to enjoy every single moment, good or bad, because it's helping you to grow. When we know better, we do better. When we understand self, we do better. We cannot allow people to take advantage of us anymore and think that it's okay and there's no consequences. We have to remember in our soft queen era too, it's okay to use our voice when we need to, and it's okay to silence our voice when we need to as well. We have to understand that softness is not a weakness. I mentioned this a minute ago, and I just want to remind you that being soft in this time is not a crime. You think about everything you've been through. You think about everything you've seen that's caused you pain. You think about every relationship that has made you question who you are and your identity. You are no longer stuck. You are not trapped. You're not overwhelmed by emotions. You are not allowing yourself to be led by fear and hopelessness. You're not trying to make situations happen quicker than they're supposed to anymore due to fear. You understand that things come in due time when you are ready to receive it and you can use it in the proper way. We're not being led by negativity anymore in this era. We know who we are. and the guilt that people are trying to make you feel when certain things don't look a certain way, don't allow their steps and their thoughts and their path to be yours. Because as you're growing and you're showing your enemy or the people around you that say they love you that you're no longer driven, or you can no longer be provoked by the old things because you want a new path, let them know that you are not to be played with, that you understand who you are. And this is how you deal with things now in your today. And it's okay. You must be intentional with doing the work so it can be seen and just not heard. Because a lot of us can talk a lot, but it's the action of what we do when the moments come to test us. That is how you show growth. Your actions is how you know that you're growing. How you're handling moving on this journey and growing your energy and your spirit in the right direction, that is growth. Now, I know a lot of us has been dealing with a lot of different things. And I know it's a lot going on in the world. The veil is lifted a lot for a lot of us since we've come out of the pandemic. But it isn't for us to cower away and go back to our old survival tactics and act like we don't know what we're supposed to do here, or like we don't understand what we need to do here. We have to step up, because I can't speak for you. And you know that if you're coming from a family that hasn't encouraged you, or you're coming from a family that hasn't given you the tools to be able to see this side of you, then you really don't have any choice but to depend on you. You have depended on everybody else long enough to guide you on this journey. This is a new territory for a lot of us, especially me. I told God at the beginning of this new year for 2023, give me the soft girl package. I want to be relaxed. I want to be at ease. I don't want to be tensed up. I don't want to be walking around with fear. I don't want to be just doing everything and anything for everybody and not for myself. Them days is over. I want to save the good me for all the things I want to do. And for me to do that, I have to be able to be intentional with my steps. I have to make sure that I'm reflecting, I'm working out, I'm eating good, I'm surrounded by great people that's encouraging me, I'm surrounding myself in nature, I'm doing all the things that I want to do within my budget. I'm allowing myself to have moments to be unhinged and allowing myself to be free in moments that will allow me to be safe. I'm making better moves because I know who I am. And I'm not scared to tell my mother. I'm not scared to tell my husband. I'm not scared to tell my kids. I'm not scared to tell you guys. I'm not scared to tell anybody that I'm doing what I need to do to keep me intact, so that when you need me and I have a full cup, I can be able to help where I can. And I know a lot of you are in that position right now as well. And so you have to remember with each day that you get that you have to set your intentions to be able to protect your peace. And the summer is no different. Go out there, have a good time, enjoy yourself, allow yourself to be around the people that you want to be around, doing all the things, but you remember the practices that you need to do daily to make sure that you keep yourself in check and protected. It is your job to take care of you. It is your job to make sure you remember you. It is your job to love you. And if things don't work out because you made a mistake, girl, can we forgive ourselves? Can we love on ourselves? Can we allow ourselves to say, whew, all right, I didn't think about that when I made that decision. But allow me right now to humble myself. And so let me do that again. If I make a mistake against somebody, or said the wrong thing, or did something wrong, let me humble myself and say I'm sorry. Let me be apologetic. We're no longer working with the foundation of the programming of doing something wrong, but being punished severely for something, and then turning around and internally punishing ourselves for making a mistake. That's not soft girl. That's still hard girl era. We're not there anymore. You're in new territory. When we make a mistake, we know that we need to forgive ourselves. We know that if we did something to somebody, we need to forgive that moment and apologize and allow that to just go. Remember, we can't control people, we can't control situations, and we can't control outcomes, but we can control ourselves. It is on you to get you where you need to be. And so that means you're going to have to do things and say things in this part of your journey that you have never done before. But once you do it for the first time, yeah, it's going to feel a little nervous. It's going to feel a little funny. It's going to feel a little different. But it's going to open up a gateway of new ways of doing things. And this is going to allow blessings to flow. And it's going to allow you to enjoy the season that you're in. Soft girl era is not a weakness, but it's an opportunity to enjoy life, not with the fear tactics, not with the I'm scared or spitefulness for my queens that are spiteful, and you know what I mean, or for the lazy or the I just don't feel like doing it because they did it to me and they need to. No, we're not doing any of that vengeful stuff. We're not harboring any ill will, none of that. You enter in this season and you're entering this season victorious. You're entering this season because a transformation has happened. And you've been seeking your ancestors, you've been seeking the Most High, and they have made a way for you on this journey. And the best thing that you can do to show appreciation, gratitude for the blessings that are at your door is to just live. Live abundantly. Live freely. Smile. Allow yourself the opportunity to do those things. Each and every day, you get an opportunity to do these things. You get to choose what kind of day you get to live. Choose you. Choose happiness. Choose joy. Because you've been choosing everything else since the trauma has started. Wherever or wherever, with whomever your trauma started with, they're not here, hopefully, with you in this moment. And so allowing yourself to make peace and allowing yourself to be in the present, allow yourself to finally see where you are, that you're out of harm's way, and that it is okay to heal yourself and to move into the direction with divineness, with protection around you, and allowing that energy to tell you it's okay to live abundantly. You are not defined by those things that happened in your past that caused you to be so hard, so callous. Now, when things come, people come, things don't work out the way you expected it to be, know that it's okay and it's a part of life. Know that it's okay to keep moving forward. Know that tomorrow is another day. Maybe the blessing was trying to protect you. That's why it denied it. But when it finally comes through, it probably means that you're ready for it. And so we don't live with expectation, but we live in the moment, in the present, and just be grateful for what we have. And the summer is here. And a lot of people didn't make it to summer, but you did. And so in this moment, sit back, grab you a little something to drink, have you whatever type of food and snacks that you like. Make sure you have your journal. Make sure you got your pen. Make sure you got all your stuff to remind you of reflection. And you enjoy your summer. Because at the end of the day, girl, all you got is yourself. Yeah, you could be around your friends. Yeah, you could be around your family. But when it's all said and done, when everybody's off having their own conversation, it's still you with you. And how you feel about you and your life is going to determine what type of day you're going to have, what kind of journey you're going to have. I want you to be blessed. I want you to feel the blessings. I also want you to be a blesser, be a blessing checkpoint on your journey. Because when you smile, when you living in your truth, that energy, Oh, it emits out into the world and people feel that. They see that light shining and they want a piece of that because they too want to feel joy. And you will get to be able to share your testimony and your system or your practices that we talked about earlier. And you could be able to bless whoever you're talking to about what you do to protect your peace and to be able to be in the peaceful state that you're in. Remember, this life is about us helping each other through us doing the work. And when everybody is able to do the work and to understand why the work is important, it just creates a bigger group of us to be able to have fun with. And so this summer, enjoy yourself. You've been doing the work. Enjoy yourself. If you are going through hard times, job is changing up, relationship is ended, things are not looking the way that it's supposed to, man, welcome this season as a new chapter. This is why the seasons be changing, because it's showing you, baby, it's a new level. Whatever happened in that last season, let it go. You know, if you're struggling with still releasing and accepting, do a release practice every day. Journal. Release what's on your heart. Let it go. Let it stay in your journal. If you're having a hard time accepting truths and where you're at or how things are going or how you should be moving, start writing and asking yourself, why are you so bent up and, feel like things should be just one way? Explore those options within yourself. But you'll never know what's bothering you until you actually do the work. Jules, I want to thank you for always allowing me to come here and be able to share my truths with you guys. This stuff I use to every day. And I know I'm in my soft queen era right now. I'm a little soft girl right now. I've been hard for a very, very long time. And I was only hard because I was scared of people hurting me again. I've been hurt a lot during my childhood, in my adulthood. And now that I'm in my adulthood and I'm approaching 40, I don't want to go into 40 hard. I don't want to go into 40 feeling like spiteful and vengeful. I don't want to feel unhappy because I'm allowing a situation to make me feel trapped. I want to continue to do the work. Yeah, it gets hard some days. Yeah, some nights is hard. Then some days it's like, man. Then some days it's like, yes, I did that. Look at this blessing. Okay, I'm doing the work. So I mean, it's an up and down roller coaster, and you know that if you're doing the work, you know that life is always changing. But don't allow it to change you as it sways and shifts in its emotion. Don't allow it to change you. You look at it, you observe it, you see it for what it is. You don't try to identify it and make it into something or try to project some type of feeling onto it. Just observe it. And by the time you're done observing it, it'll go back to wherever it came from. We're no longer trying to identify and put us in boxes and in situations or in those type of conversations when we be in the shower and we're arguing with ourselves, trying to say what we wanted to say to the person that did us something. We're not doing that anymore. We're not. We're not. We're not doing that because we understand. We have the power to change our minds easily. Some of us can do it right away with the snap of a finger. But for some of us, it's hard because we be ready to argue because we're at that space where we haven't let go. But I want you to know, as you continue to reflect, as you continue to talk, as you continue to take care of yourself, it will get easier. It just takes time. You guys continue to be intentional. You guys continue to be tapped in with yourself. You guys continue to reach out to your trusted squad. Continue to move in circles that give you the luxury to be yourself and not something you're not. Be you always. Okay? Be you always because that's how you learn. That's how you learn your triggers. That's how you know your sweet spots. That's how you know how you move around everybody else. Okay? We know that Unlocking the Queen Code, I finished this book, right? And even though I finished this book, I have still went back and I was able to do a few questions from surrender. I've been dealing with a couple of things in my private life where I needed to surrender to some things and let it go. Goodness gracious. And yes, I cried. And yes, I got angry. And yes, I got happy again after I thought about how silly some of the things I was holding on to. Trust me, like I said, when you know better, you do better, Queens. But I went back into unlocking the Queen Code, and this is by Mosley Crawford. And I would like to assign homework from this. Now, if you've done this already, um, it's okay. I would like for you to go back over it. You guys know what I be saying. We heal in different levels. There's levels to healing. And I feel like answering these questions again in this new space that you guys are in will give you a new perspective of where you are and how you feel about releasing and surrendering to certain things or people or situations. And so I wanted to assign homework for passages and prompts in page 27, page 29, and page 31. You will read the passage and you will answer the journal prompt down below. Like I said, if you've done this already, it's okay. Try again, do it again. Let's see how you feel about this question again in this new season that you're in. I just want you guys to be in a surrendered mode because I need you to be soft. I need you to be not as hard on yourself and hard on your past and hard on in your present, if I can say that. I need you to be moving around with peace. Your perception needs to shift, okay? And so you need to do journal prompts right now with ease, surrendering, releasing, accepting, speaking of gratitude. Those type of journal prompts will be some that I would suggest to you to do in this season to continue to create that softness around your aura and your energy. Okay. So page 27, page 29, and page 31. Okay. That is the journal prompts and the journal passages that I would like for you guys to do. And that would be in your Unlocking the Queen Code book. And if you don't have this book, you can find this book on Amazon. It's in Kindle form as well. But like everybody's figuring out, especially after I showed them how I completed my particular journal. Let me just show y'all. Yes. Writing in this is so much better than the digital form. There's something about writing. Things get real and the pen just flows. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for penmanship to flow. I'm looking for you to spill it out on the paper. I'm looking forward to you just being one with the paper and the words. I need you to touch this. I need you to feel this. I need you to read this. I need you to do your thing with this. This is the only homework I'm assigning right now. So soul work. Soul work. Thank you, Jules, for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. And you guys know that everything we do here at QC is offered in our shop. Go check us out at www.isisellajules.com. Y'all, I'll see you guys on the next full moon. Peace and love.